controller. So we'll just say con.name. So it'll actually list the name of this object. Now it might be best if we went around and set the names of these beforehand, or had some sort of input so we had the logical names around them. It might be a better solution. Get a little bit more complex, and I'm going to try and keep this as straightforward and simple as possible. But it would be best if they were named somehow correctly. We could also write a script that went around and found the wire parameters and find out what they are wired to, and rename all of the list controller names in that fashion, so that it was actually corrected them all after the fact, which might be a good way to go, is writing a script something like that later to clean up your rig after you've changed the names on things. That would also be good for when you do reuse of a rig and you have to rename all the objects in it with some prefix of a new character. You can go back and update all of the names of things that have been wired, so you know where they're wired to again. So this should get to the point of being able to set it up so we end up with the effect of having the this being driven, but the control object moving twice as fast. So let's run it and see if we get any errors. And we get a bunch of errors right now, it seems. So we didn't get what we expected, and we have to go through and be able to find those errors and see what actually happens. So unknown property count in controller position rotation scale. So I got to figure out where that's wrong. And you know what? I think it's right there. We're looking for bn.controller has the position rotation scale. We're looking for the actual position controller. So this object's dot position controller dot count. So I missed one little tiny word there, and it basically made the script fail. So let's try that again. And we seem to get an OK on that one, I believe. And yeah, so there it is there. It should be connected up. It now moves that point helper, but as you can tell, it moves twice as fast as that point helper. So now we need to wire this object back to itself. So that's relatively straightforward. It's param wire dot connect, and we have to list what's going to be connected to what. And the easy way of doing that is we're actually connecting an available track of the position list controller that we put on the control object back to the second controller, back to this one here. So it's actually just pause list animation will be the one driving it, and the one that will be driven will be pause list available. And of course then the expression that we need to use is going to be animation, and it doesn't actually need to be capitalized when I do it, multiplied by -1, so that it inverts it completely, so it goes in the opposite direction, and we actually have it run the other way around. So now if we test this, set us up a control, and it works just as we'd expect. We actually even have the ability to be able to move this one and have that new control move with it, and it moves the control, so everything's set up exactly the way we want. Now what we can do is we can actually just set up a quick for loop and be able to go in and throw these on as many as we want all at once. So what we can do is we can say for x in selection do And now what we can do is we can, with this function that's been evaluated, we can simply pass it that line right there. And again, if we wanted to drop it into a button or something, we could easily go in and pull up our button bar that we've got and go in and create a new button for this. And what it means now is you can go around, you should be able to pick multiple point helpers that we're looking for and be able to run it. You can see that it's just immediately dropped in control objects for each individual one that we have got picked. So now it's a matter of going around just the whole character and making sure that each one of the point helpers that controls a bone intersection has got an individual control on it, and each one of those currently will be called Master 01, Master 02.